Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Gamer Nation TCG here with another video about Sorcery Contested Realm. Today, I'm going to talk about how I ended up collecting everything that you're about to see in this binder for free. I managed to do a whole bunch of buying and selling over the course of 6 to 8 months, starting back in November when beta released, or when beta was becoming popular. And I managed to buy and sell a whole bunch of stuff in order to collect a lot of things that I liked about beta. So let me just move the camera a little bit. Everything in this binder I got without having to, well, I mean, I paid for it, but then I paid it back. So I essentially got it for free. Yeah, so the way I did it, you guys may or may not know, I was an original Kickstarter. I participated in the Kickstarter. I initially bought a case and a box and a few other things, and with the intention of just keeping the case sealed and not doing anything with it, and just keeping it for a long time, and opening one box just to play with. But like immediately when we started getting the boxes, like things shot up really quickly, and I just couldn't. I couldn't keep it sealed. I ended up selling everything in the case. I kept one box and I opened it, and I got lucky enough to get a Death Dealer non-foil. But yeah, I mean, it was just an opportunity I couldn't pass up. I was lucky enough to turn in the original Kickstarter. I think it was like $1,000 that I spent on it, and made about 4 or 5. So. When beta came out, I was actually very interested in it. And I'll show you some stuff so you can just to keep you guys visually entertained. But yeah, so beta was coming out. I was kind of seeing that the hype was real, and like everybody was getting really excited, and so yeah, I was thinking, well, I mean, beta's coming out, and I'm excited to actually like open more boxes. Like you open one box of alpha, and you're hooked, right? But so I was looking forward to it. I bought I think another case of beta with some of the profits from the alpha case sales. And more than paid for a case of beta, and I got some. I bought a Rudy promo, which is awesome. But yeah. Anyway, so after opening boxes for a little bit, I started looking at the single prices on TCG Player and eBay, and it was just blowing my mind how crazy high the prices were. And I got into my head that I'm like, well, is there a way for me to actually keep buying boxes and sell the stuff I don't want, or I'm not really that interested in? These are, by the way, these are curios. 1, 2, 3, 4 curios. This one was my most recent. And this was my very first curio, by the way. And then this one was my second and third. So, yeah. So, try to find a way to. I mean, single prices were through the roof. Box prices were also going up. Well, actually, not really. I think that's kind of what tipped me off to like, hey, maybe there's something here, right? Thankfully, Team Covenant was selling boxes at MSRP. It wasn't going to go crazy like Alpha or like a lot of other indie TCGs. When they get hot, prices go through the roof, and then it's unaffordable for everybody. So I had the bright idea of, okay, well, TCG Team Covenant is keeping prices low. But all of the card prices or single prices are high. Like, is there a way for me to buy a case, buy multiple cases, rip it all, sell? For me, I love foils, so I will keep all the foils. But I keep all the foils and some of the big hits and sell everything else. Like I was selling everything else. Like all the non-foil uniques. I know all everybody's goes after the players and the collectors. Um, but sell everything else. All the uniques, everything, and just keep foils. And actually, I am keeping I'm keeping non-foil stones. Those are the only non-foils that I'm keeping. Everything, all the other cores I sell. With this process that I started. I sold all of those. Um, and yeah, so but then I started thinking. I mean, I saw on Discord and everywhere that people were like buying a random box here, a random box there. Their idea, which I didn't agree with, was buy from random different folks, different places, to increase your odds of getting big hits. I'm like, is that really increasing the odds? I mean, if you just think about how, and I don't know, I don't have insider information on how sorcery, printed their stuff. But I mean, in a normal, I would think if you're printing a whole bunch of stuff, you print it in you print it in sheets, and you spread out the distribution of the cards, and then you sprinkle in here and there, try to even it out, like some of the hits or some of the foils and things like that, right? So that in my head, that's what I was thinking, and I'm like, well, if you're just finding a single box, you're buying a single box from one person, a single box from another person, a single box from another person. Um, in that whole print run that is happening where they're sprinkling in stuff, you're picking one point in that line and saying, okay, I'm going to take a chance on that. I'm going to take a chance on that. Take a chance on that. It really didn't make any sense to me how that was increasing your odds. People are saying, oh, a case could be a dud, and they're right. But then in my mind, I'm like, well, then double your odds by buying a master case, right? Okay, now I know not everybody is able to do that. I was lucky enough after the alpha launch and me selling my case to take a lot of the profit from there and roll it into buying a master case, 12 boxes of beta. And that was my thought. My thought was, okay, if I can take that huge line, a print run, and find a small piece of it and pull it out in the one master case, chances are in one of those boxes or maybe two, I might actually get a decent hit. And that was my thought process. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? All this stuff, I'm is profit. So let me try. Let me buy a master case, and I did. I bought a master case, 12 boxes of um, of beta from Team Covenant, $150 a box, and I ripped it all. And I was very excited. I went through it all. One of the very first hits I got, extremely lucky, was this Philosopher's Stone foil. Only one I have. It's fantastic. So, yeah. So I kept it. I kept all of the foils. My plan was to see what I could do to sell everything else in the box, but keep all the foils and any other stones I got. And actually, in one of the cases, I ended up it just got really lucky. I just got really lucky. I got 2 Philosopher's Stones non-foil and then a foil one. So got really lucky. But yeah, but I sold everything else, and I made all my money back. It was a long process. Ripping boxes takes a lot of time. Sorting it takes a lot of time. I got really good at it after a while. I've ripped well over 100 boxes. I know other folks have ripped a whole bunch more, but I got really good at it, and really fast at it. And over time, it became less and less of a time sink. Um, but it was worth it. I mean, because this thing was free. Okay, all right. So it's not free, right? Nothing really is free. I spent a lot of time, and it was still a gamble, right? I didn't know if I could sell everything else in the box and make enough money back to cover the original cost. I didn't know that. So that was a risk. But right away, I could tell that things were flying off of TCG Player. I used a combination. Actually, on TCG Player was my second option. My first option was Discord. I was selling on Discord. It was good, but it was slow. Then I tried eBay, and then finally I'm like, let's just give TCG Player a try. Didn't know anything about it. I signed up for an account. I did the whole thing, and I was surprised at how quick and easy it was to list items and to get all that stuff sold. It was flying off the shelves. All the uniques were going crazy. So I did that for a while. Made enough to recoup my cost of the original case, and guess what? I bought another case. Oh, by the way, and then yeah, in that second case, I got the Avatar of Earth Curio. Oh, actually, in the in that first master case, I got a foil Phosphor Stone. In the second master case, that second master case was actually not didn't have a lot of hits. It was really a what was it? It was an elite exceptional kind of box. Like all the foils were elites and exceptionals. There weren't a lot of cores. Actually, I don't think there were any cores. No foil stones. But this curio came out of that one. And I started noticing a pattern, and it made sense. When you're printing the stuff out, it comes in waves, and you can kind of see when you start opening a box. If it's all ordinaries and exceptionals, then if you keep digging through the box, you might end up starting to see more exceptional elites. And then if you were lucky enough to get the box after that box or that case, I say box, but with that case, the case after it in your master case, man, you'll start getting a lot of cores, or stones, or you'll start to see that. So it really, but it kind of like reinforced my thought of my idea that if you can capture enough of the print run sequentially, right? So there is a much better chance of you to get a decent hit. And what I noticed actually is, people who are buying random boxes here and there, they're not wrong. When they were saying that boxes are just really hit or miss, and sometimes you can get a really bad one. Sorry, I'll flip the page so you can see something else. So you can okay. So that there are a lot of bad boxes, and I was expecting that. In a master, sorry, in a case of 6 boxes, chances are there's only going to be 1 or 2 really good ones, maybe just 1. Sometimes you're not going to get any, but maybe 1, maybe 2, but the rest are going to be so-so. And but that was all right with me, right? I kept reading on Discord, and everybody's just, oh man, I got a bad box, and then, hey, look, I got a really great box. I'm like, okay, but I mean, my strategy for how I was going to make my money back enough to keep going and buying more boxes and cases was not reliant on like the big hits. I was actually making all my money back and then some by selling the uniques, the non-foil uniques. So yeah, I mean, it was disappointing when I go through a whole case of 6 boxes and not get anything really interesting, or it was all just a exceptional case or a sight box. But I kept reminding myself, and that's definitely a letdown. It's very disappointing. But I kept reminding myself, look, like the whole point is to keep this going, right? And pull out all the uniques and sell those right away. And that's what I did. And I did that for multiple master cases. And again, I was going for master cases because I wanted to capture enough of the print run sequentially in order to for, in my opinion, increase the odds of pulling something really good. And so yeah, so that's how I was able to collect. All this is beta. I was able to collect all of these. Yes, foil ruby cores is yeah. There's a lot of them. Well, maybe they were just clumped, but yes, they're all. You can see them all. And I mean, this is just extremely lucky. I've heard of folks who rip way more than I did who got way less curio hits. So I just lucked out there. These right here. People say they're not curios. Nobody knows. Eric's Curiosa hasn't actually, as far as I know, hasn't actually come out and said they're not curios. So this is the one. These are the ones where if you flip it over, it's upside down. So maybe the intent was to use it like this. But to my knowledge, nobody has actually come out and actually said this is not a curio. They Eric's Curiosa did come out and say that there was some other curio that someone claimed was curio that wasn't. So they cleared that one up. But they haven't mentioned this one, so I don't know. So I'm keeping it. I'm keeping all the foils, but I'm putting this one in a hard case in here. I have two. And the other reason is because out of all the boxes I've ripped, I only found two of these. So there are not a lot of them. Or at least I was not able to rip a lot of them. Only two out of I don't know how many of these I have. These are the only ones. So whatever they are, they're rare. So I'm keeping it. Anyway, so that's how I was able to. I ended up doing this for a while, and I don't know, 5 or 6 master cases, maybe more. But just so you know, the opportunity I think has passed. To be able to do I had to stop when the last box I got, which was a dud, master case, 12 boxes, 2 cases, where it was not that bad, but I mean, actually, yeah, you see, it wasn't that bad. I actually did pull a couple of foil, non-foil philosopher's stone. So actually, definitely not. That's not a dud box or master case, but the problem is the sales started to slow down, prices started to come down, and Team Covenant ran out of boxes. Right, so that was the main thing. Right, Team Covenant ran out of boxes. You can't get any more for $150 a box, and that is what made all of this possible. Was Team Covenant keeping box prices at MSRP. So once that happened, box prices are now what? I don't even know, like 200, 250. You're not going to be able to make your money back, especially with things slowing down. It's the summer. The demand is slowed down a little bit for a lot of the stuff. Everybody's waiting and saving money for Arthurian Legends. All of these factors make it no longer viable to be able to buy a whole bunch of boxes, rip them, and sell the stuff you don't want and keep the stuff you want. Now, I think you could still do that if you sell for the foils and maybe even sell some of the hits. But at this point, for me, it's a little too risky to try that. You have to put an upfront investment of like wouldn't. But so when I was buying a case, it was about $700, $800, $900 a case. So $1,800 for a master case. You're spending well over that now. for that, and you have to make all that back, right? If you want to do something like this. So I don't think it's the right time right now. I don't think that opportunity is going to come back around again either, because everything master, because team confidence is now out of the picture, and box prices are too high, and I don't think they're going to reprint beta. They might be revised maybe a few years down the road, but that's a few years down the road. So I do think the opportunity has passed. Let me just show you a little bit more. These are the alpha cards I got from. Yeah. So these are the beta. I've been collecting. I have been collecting the all the foils, but these are the unique foils. I got very lucky with some of these bigger hits. Oh, sorry, the lighting, can't really see it. I do have Death Dealer, Courtesan Thias, Highland Princess, Browse. I don't. Yeah, I think Browse came with the foil stone. I've got a complete set of avatars in foil for beta. I'm put the unique one in here. I do have the set. Yeah, and I have a lot of dupes too. So those are fun. We'll keep them later for trading. Yeah. So yeah, I got very lucky. I was able to identify an opportunity where I could enjoy the hobby of ripping packs, and so the other thing is, like I mentioned earlier in the video, it's not actually free. I spent a lot of time and time to do this. I mean, it takes a long time to rip packs, to sort stuff, to package, to list them on TCG Player, to package it all up and drop it off at the post office. So it's definitely time consuming, but for me, it was worth it because it's my hobby. I don't. This is not my business. If all of this stuff goes to zero, I'm just happy that I have this stuff. I'm not looking to sell it or make a profit off of this. It was me to just enjoy the hobby, right? So the time that I spent ripping and sorting and collecting this stuff, that was my relaxation time. I was getting a benefit of it, of just that process, right? It gives me some time to just zone out and just enjoy what I was doing. So that was well worth it for me. I'm not looking to make money off of this. I just wanted to enjoy a hobby that I participate in a hobby that I enjoy, and not spend too much money. And so that's what I was able to do with sorcery. I have started. I know lately I have started to collect some of the non-foil cards, because I just I have I have made more than I've spent on sorcery, so I have a little bit of buffer to keep some of the non-foils that I didn't originally plan on keeping. So that's it. That's how I was able to to make this collection, or to, guess, collect all these cards. There's Rise on the other side. To collect all these cards, I enjoyed the whole process. I am very happy with what I've been able to collect, and I did it at zero financial cost. There was a significant time investment, but like I said earlier, I enjoyed the whole process, and it was not really, it was time well spent for me. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think in the comments. And till next time.